Okay, so I think the game is looking great. I think it's evolved great. I believe that player for player, players are more talented, faster.
What?
So you can see they're getting that individual training, ball handling skills, shooting. The game is phenomenal. I thought they're playing at a high level. The WNBA is rocking.
What?
Comparing ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA maybe.
I have something on this, though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
What Draymond Green said was basically right. The NBA is the biggest supporter of the WNBA. It is the reason it is financially still viable, because the NBA dishes out $10 million to the WNBA every year. But we'll get into those numbers a bit later into the video. You know who has a problem with Draymond Green giving justified criticism? Malika Andrews. I'm going to allow you to listen to her idiocy, and then I'll come back and comment on it.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to pretend that I know Draymond incredibly well, but in the conversations that we have had, I believe that he genuinely wants to see change. I think he is coming from a good place. He just said that at the end of the day, he and Megan Rapinoe want the same thing. But inherently, the problem here, George, is that we're sitting up here talking about Megan Rapinoe versus Draymond Green, and that's taking away from what we should be talking about, which is equal pay. Here's the thing. This cannot be done. It is not on the oppressed to fix oppression. It has to be done with allyship, which is where someone like Draymond Green, a man, comes into a space that affects predominantly women. But the thing about being an ally is when you come into that space, you should be listening first, not talking first, because there is no one who understands better what these women are going through than these women. If you come into this space and say, okay, I'm going to listen, I'm going to take this feedback of what you've been living and what you've been experiencing, and then I'm going to then talk and then offer my ideas, perhaps even away from Twitter, because then it comes off like you're talking at somebody who's been going through something that's incredibly difficult for years and years and years.
See, Malika Andrews wants to play the victim card. It just comes down to simple facts. The WNBA is not oppressed. There are nobody stopping them from coming to the game. It's just the league is not a viable, profitable business. It loses $10 million and the NBA funds it $10 million. I don't know how she doesn't comprehend this or understand this, but she wants to make it seem like it's a victim thing. Oppressed. Nobody is oppressing the WNBA. What the WNBA players are doing are making themselves look bad by saying these stupid things on television, where when a NBA legend makes a suggestion like Tracy McGrady to make the rim lower, they take offense to it. They get overly emotional. They get triggered. They don't want a solution. They just want you to give this sense of entitlement to them because they feel like they deserve it. Well, I got news for you, WNBA and Malika Andrews, since you want to play this victim idiotic card. The NBA was in a hole back, or what I would say in the early 60s, 70s, when the league wasn't profitable either. But you know what it did? It marketed the players that were very marketable. At that time, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Those guys weren't running around saying, the league is oppressing us. People aren't coming to the game. They're oppressing us. Excuses, excuses, excuses for oppression. Let's use the victim card to deny what we feel like we're entitled to. Doesn't make any sense. The WNBA is even featured in NBA 2K23. There is no oppression going on here. What this is Malika Andrews trying to create something that doesn't exist. Draymond Green doesn't have to do anything. His league is funding the league that you're claiming that is being oppressed, when even females don't even know who NBA players are or even care to watch the WNBA players. The product has to be good for people to enjoy it. How about use sensibility and not use emotion to dictate what facts are?